Hey guys, welcome to another 1/6 Galaxies review. Today we are taking a quick look at the TMS 032, the Dark Trooper. So as you can see, it's our standard Hot Toys shoebox design that we know for the Star Wars. The back is all about warning stuff. Besides, have a wonderful image of the figure there, telling you that it is the Dark Trooper TMS, and then the front has that really nice image there, and then of course the bottom telling us that it is the Dark Trooper TMS 32 with that picture, and then that continues around to the sides. So yeah, it is just your standard shoebox. When you lift it up, you do get this image inside with an army builder type picture telling us it is the Dark Trooper. So that's a really nice feature. And then they are showing off sort of the light up feature and the fact that these guys are army builders. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this guy's accessories. Now, generally, we know that we don't get a lot from a trooper, and this guy is really no exception. Keep in mind, this is a trooper. So we get the standard Death Star, Star Destroyer, whatever you want to call it, display stand that we're used to. I've still got the plastic on mine, as you can see, but it does say Star Wars Dark Trooper, and it is the metal nameplate that we love getting with Star Wars figures, because we know that most Marvel figures and whatnot have started phasing the metal nameplate out, which is really quite unfortunate. So you do get a small variety of hands with this guy. So we do get the fists. So we do get some right and left fists there, as they are pretty cool in terms of detailing. You can see that they are very, very glossy, and they are very robotic in appearance. You can see that this guy does have quite a big wrist joint, but yeah, you can see that it is just all black, with little subtle hints of silver there, where the joints / screws would be. So you do get a right and left fist there, and then you also do get a right and left relaxed hand. Again, very glossy, very robotic looking. You can see those screws a lot more clearly now, since they aren't scrunched up into a fist. Now, the other two hands you get, that you will see shortly, is you do get a trigger finger, and you do get a hand for holding the blaster. In fact, I will just very quickly show those, as we do actually have them off to the side. So this one here is meant for gripping the underside of the blaster, which we will see in just a sec. So yeah, again, you can see really nice glossy detail and those silver screws. And even on the inside, you can see that these guys really really robotic looking, which is fantastic. And then of course, we do get the trigger finger designed for the blaster, just your standard trigger finger. I really like the armor there on the hand. It's really quite nice. So yeah, this guy has 6 hands, so you're going to have 4 spare, depending on what you're using. So like I said, there isn't a lot, but we didn't see this guy do much. We saw him punch down some doors, or you saw the squad punch down a door, and then the blaster. Other than that, we didn't really see them do too much. So this is our blaster, heavy weapons blaster, call it what you will. I got no idea. Really well weathered. It's a lot less glossy than the actual figure, which is quite nice. So you can say that this probably has been through a little bit of field testing or whatever in the past, so it's not as clean as the Troopers. Now we do have this piece here. The instructions do tell you to assemble it, but it actually does already come assembled in the box, so that's really weird that they tell you to do that. But anyway, there's your clip, magazine, energy cell, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's really a really big gun, and you'll see in a moment what I mean by really big gun. Now the other thing that you of course do get are the instructions. Now I don't normally show the instructions in these videos, simple for the fact that most of the time they are pretty self-explanatory, but I want to draw your attention to something that I'm going to show you a little bit later towards the end of the video. So it does obviously go over the light up feature. There are two, one in the so there's a and I'll show you this later anyway. Batteries in the back, batteries in the head, just like any Iron Man figure. So light up features for the chest and head. And then we have the degrees of motion and the fact that we can do a flight pose and the fact that we can do some punching poses and stuff. The legs. These here, they do move up and down. I'm not sure why you would want to though, unless maybe it's for the feature. They come off really easy anyway. And now this is what I was getting at. I'm going to show this off later. You get to pull out the centerpiece, and then the body actually detaches, and it tells you that it's going to be interchangeable with upcoming accessories. Now I'm under, just the way that we've seen the crushed one with the Luke Skywalker look, I'm under the impression that the crushed torso that comes with Skywalker is going to go on this, which is going to be really quite cool in changing up your display, I suppose. So it probably warrants, probably does warrant getting two of these guys, which is what I did. So my, because I'm extremely worried, and we still haven't heard back about the Anakin Skywalker, because I'm extremely worried about the battery situation, I purchased these through Stark Toys, and they did actually get here rather quickly. I'm super impressed by how quickly they came. So I did buy two at $3.90 each, which really isn't all that bad. So yeah, I'm hoping that we do get an answer from pop culture in regards to the Anakin sometimes shortly, but really I'm not 100% sure what their response to Anakin is going to be. Alright, so this is our Dark Trooper himself. You can see that this blaster is just huge. You can see all the detailing, those metal screws, just how shiny this guy is. It is all really impressive. Just how much there is to this guy. You can see just on the back itself even, there is just so much detail, and I will show you the light up features in a moment. But yeah, you can see that this guy is tall himself, and you can just see that the blaster is just huge. So the first light up feature is going to be his helmet, and I probably should have taken him off the turntable to show that. So I am going to just take him off the turntable really quickly. Yeah, so the helmet here does lift off. So our light switch turns on the eyes. And then we just, as the instructions said, we just pull off the back and we flick that one. I will pop the pieces back on so you can actually see what they look like fully assembled. I know I didn't do that for Mark 85, and that was simply for the fact that 85, in my opinion, is a bitch to keep pulling all those pieces on and off. All right. So as you can see, the light up features on this guy are really, really quite bright, and I do like that. So yeah, we can see, as I said, all the silver detailing and everything, and just the contrast of the weathered blaster compared to the absolutely stunning, perfect, shiny armor is really, really nice. I really like that. I am just going to turn off the lights so you can see just how bright the light up features actually are for this guy. I really was impressed. So you can see that that's a pretty good it's a pretty good light up feature. Unfortunately, obviously on camera it is going to come up orange, but I can tell you that it is a very deep red, and yeah, I really like it. So I am going to take once I turn the lights back on, I am going to take the blaster out of his hand and go over some of the details for you. All right, lights are back. All right, let's get this blaster out of his hand. So it is quite easy to place in, quite easy to take out. These are all ratchet joints, by the way, so you're not going to be doing anything one-handed with this guy. They are extremely strong joints, and he obviously does have the die-cast pieces, which make him extremely bulky and extremely heavy. The most fragile part, I would say, is the belt, utility belt, as it's not die-cast for the reason, as I said, that middle bit comes out, and then you can actually separate the torso, and I will demonstrate that in a moment. But yeah, as you can see, all the black and the silver, it's just fantastic. It does Sideshow always say that you should wear gloves with these type of figures, and you can probably see why, because yeah, I imagine that being full black gloss, this guy is going to pick up a lot of dust and whatnot. But yeah, he is phenomenal, and I will just turn the display stand around. Actually, I will do the side view as well. Yeah, so you can see all the detailing on the die-cast joints and everything. It's really something. I think it probably would have taken a lot to engineer this guy. My only complaint is, as you can see, he's not really symmetrical, which is really odd because Stormtroopers are usually known for being symmetrical. So it's just one of those things. You can obviously line these up because they're articulated. The second one I've got, it's probably sitting up because the arm is there. The other one is in line. But when you scroll down, you see, yeah, it's the even the belt's on a bit of an angle. So those two back flaps are on two different angles, which is just really bizarre. I mean, it doesn't take away from the displayability or anything. I just think it's weird because Usually Stormtrooper armor's the same on both sides. This guy is not. Alrighty, so as I said, I have 2 of these, so I am just going to move this guy out of the way. The other thing that you can do, actually, before I do that, is the part that it says you can detach. Is similar to the first order figures, in a sense that the holster is magnetic. You have to find the right part though, and I think it is only, yeah, it doesn't, I was playing around with it before, it doesn't really work all that well, which is a shame, but you can definitely feel it trying to catch. It just doesn't want to for whatever reason, and it might even be the size of the blaster. I'm not sure, but yeah, it is. That piece there where you took the thing off is magnetic, and you can feel it wanting to catch, but it just doesn't. I don't know why that is. Will the other one? Oh, this one actually does it much better. So yeah, there it is. There it is there. Attached magnetically. It's just one of those things that probably takes a bit of finesse, or maybe it has to be the exact blaster from the exact figure. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to move this guy out of the way now, and I'm going to bring forward the torso you just saw. So as I said, it does come apart. So there's the belt I was talking about. These parts here is what the instruction booklet said that slide up and down. They're just the ammo pouches, and they just clip on. But I said you get one side with 2, and then the other bit, and then you get the one bit with 1, and then the middle bit. It's just, yeah, really bizarre that they didn't give you an even number. But it is what it is what it is. Now you do get him to come apart, which is really cool. I was really nervous doing it, to be honest, and I thought that I'd actually broken the utility belt while doing it. But it's not too bad, and so yeah, you can have the light up feature obviously turned on while he's decapitated or whatever, because it does just separate up the torso, and even the upper torso is really quite heavy. So yeah, you can have him, and then it just clips on the body like so, and then this little piece, when you're putting it back together, goes, so this goes back on there, and then you just slide the piece into there, and it pegs in, and then he's back together. But the joint is extremely tight when it is together, so I don't think you're going to have any problem putting him back together. I think the problem is that when you're taking him apart, yeah, so it just slides back on like so. So that's back in there now, and then you just peg the piece in. Yeah, I think the main problem is that people are going to probably break the belt, or at least have what I had happen, where the belt came off or came apart when you're trying to lift it up, because it does take a decent amount of force, and you really don't want to hit or grab that belt, otherwise it's just going to snap. Lining the peg back up to put in is also quite hard. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You might even have to push further down on it to get the full peg in. Yeah, that's right. I'll play around with that later. But yeah, once he is back together. Here's of course really nice, and you have two. So in my opinion, he's a really cool trooper to get. You probably definitely want two, as I said, if you want the extra display options. It's yeah, I don't know whether Pop Culture is going to give you this guy. I think the screws, and I might even make a separate post to the group after this. I think the screws might be safe, because a lot of the time when you're unscrewing something with Hot Toys, the screw just falls off, and that's what Pop Culture has said is the problem. The screws on this guy actually stayed in, so I don't know whether it was because I only unscrewed it a tiny bit, or whether they are actually captive screws. I'll have to take a look into that shortly. But yeah, this guy is big, especially if you have Gideon. It's going to look really cool. Now, speaking of, I did actually purchase a Gideon this morning. And he should be here hopefully Monday, if not definitely by Wednesday next week. So that'll be really cool to have the Troopers and Gideon in the display. Unfortunately, Pop Culture didn't get Gideon this time around, so we're hoping that that's going to be in the next batch. And I am obviously going to keep you guys posted on the Anakin Skywalker situation as well. But yeah, this has been a quick look at the TMS 32 Dark Trooper by Hot Toys. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, the instructions showed you the articulation. This guy has a fair bit: flight poses, punching poses. My only real nitpick is the belt and the way that operates with the pulling him apart. But you're not going to be pulling him apart every second minute of the day anyway, so it's a really minor issue. And you're not going to have the blasters holstered unless you're going for the punching thing, which I highly doubt you're going to be doing unless you're posing him with Din Djarin or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been a quick look at the Dark Trooper.